Loneliness is a key issue for people who have experienced domestic violence because often prior to that last skirmish or altercation, which eventuates in entering into emergency services, shelter, etc., is the fact that people have become socially isolated. And so now, not only is the main source of that party's social feedback gone, they don't have any other forms of social feedback because they've been slowly but surely cut off in the process of being controlled in their relationship. And so loneliness can be a very big deal for partners coming out of domestic violence relationships. And it can be one of the key or main drivers in terms of returning back to that situational environment, irrespective of what the other party has done, because the loneliness associated with being in the world with no companionship whatsoever becomes overwhelming very quickly. And so it's important to understand that you are experiencing domestic violence, that you're able to put into basic language the fact that you're feeling lonely, that you're feeling alone, that you need support, and some of the ways in which that support may best be done. And that can change depending on the timeframes. Initially, it may be in a very practical sense of trying to access accommodation or housing. It may be in the sense of trying to get some furniture and things to put in that house. It may be in the sense of simply getting some grocery shopping and some mattresses to put on the floor so your children can have some routinised meals, perhaps enroll in a new school or go back to school. And also in the sense of being able to begin making decisions again for yourself that you haven't made for a long, long time through no responsibility or fault, of course, of your own. And so one of the most devastating factors of being in a situation over a long period of time where you've been forced to do things you didn't want to do, and that may be from entertaining friends late at night. It may be from doing things which you know are illegal and are going to get you in a lot of deep water where you get found in what you're doing. Might be a grow house, might be a lab, one of those types of features. The concern, of course, is what occurs when child and family services get involved and find that there's a sense of me as the other partner has been involved in illegal activity as well. Some of that illegal activity may have endangered our children in the sense of what people and the influences they bring have come into the house. And that in itself too can, of course, provide not only leverage for a partner who wants to hold that over your head, but also question marks for some of the helping organisations that come in, that you're involved in something that may have indirectly, directly or indirectly, jeopardised your children's safety in other ways. And so it's very important to ensure that when help comes, firstly, that you're able to identify as quickly as possible what your needs are and state what those needs are in really simple terms. That's a difficult thing to do. It sounds easy, but it's a very difficult thing to do when you haven't been allowed to do that for so long, and your confidence feels like it's in the trash can, and there's been a day-to-day reality for a long, long time of not having a voice, not being heard, and certainly not being actively listened to. So it's a big deal. And so it's a real priority to be able to say to people helping, this is what I need at the moment. So from those basic physical needs of day-to-day survival, food, shelter, warmth, then being able to move into a place of talking about with other people what it's like to experience learned helplessness, what it's like to turn the radio up when one of the children is getting beaten up, what it's like to essentially sit in a group and hear that you've been doing largely the opposite to most other people in it and wondering why you're getting looked at sideways. And that scenario is not only a measure for the courage required, it's also a measure for the impact the violence has had on you. So it's really, really important not to judge yourself. It's really, really important to be okay with help that you're going to be receiving, because believe you me, you will get an opportunity to reciprocate and share within your lifetime, hopefully, providing you stay in that shelter and do the correct things by yourself and your little ones, to give back. You give back immediately by making the decision and firming up that decision to remain away from the danger. That's an immediate paying forward process where you are demonstrating and showing your children that you love them and care for them enough to keep them safe, out of harm's way, and alive.